120 for both of them. It's basically what's called a pick'em, or even money for both. They're calling this an even match.
Here's to the top rail. Will break first in this second semi-final, and if that is anything to go by, this could be a close one.
Mr. Van Boening.
SBB gets the nod. He will start this match off. He'll be breaking first.
Rack number 1, Mr. Van Boening to break.
Oh, that's a great sign out of the gate. He needs a shot on the 2, and he's got it. He didn't get this all day yesterday, so this is a huge opportunity to send a message to one Joshua Filler early.
We talked about his break yesterday, like a sledgehammer. I remember you, Scott, saying, because he wasn't making the one on the break for a bit yesterday, and saying maybe he's got to take a tiny bit of speed out of it. He's obviously made that adjustment, excuse me, for today. He'll be looking to dish.
Yeah, exactly, Andy. And if anybody's going to beat Federer Gorst, they better break well. In my opinion, in the last 2 days, Gorst has really stepped his break game up. I don't think anybody breaking better right now than Federer Gorst.
Yeah, just thinking of that previous semi-final, how well has Federer Gorst done? You know, when you look at what he's been achieving in the last 12 months on the WNT, last year's finalist didn't get the job done, and he's won the Masters, world champion. Now he's back in the final of the US.
We saw what it meant to him as well. Fist pumps to the crowd. Obviously got huge support here in Atlantic City. He's going to have his work cut out, whoever he plays in the final later on today.
Yeah, Andy, that's a real good sign there. Shane not afraid to get close to this 6. He's going to play the 8, obviously, in the top left, but you can tell if he's tight, there's distance there. This is also another good sign. He's just taking distance on the 8, so keeping the cue ball very simple here.
It's a break and run for Shane Van Boening. He's trying to create history and win his 6th title. No one has ever done that. He's a 5-time US Open champion. Let's have a little look back.
It is there. 24 years of age. He has captured the biggest crown of his young career.
The 2012 champion of the US Open.
He is the man of the moment here in Chesapeake. History has been made.
And that is it. Shane Van Boening, not to be denied.
Hail Shane Van Boening.
Scott, we're talking about this match, how big it is. You know, he's playing Joshua Filler, someone who he's played many times before, but he's up for the occasion. We know that. Look at the players he's beaten them finals, Scott.
Yeah, he's won so many finals. That last look there in 2016 was the biggest final, I think, for him in his career. Tied the great Earl Strickland. Well, this week, he can achieve his ultimate goal and surpass it.
Andy, what are you thinking when you see Shane Van Boening break the rack? Obviously, you've been playing pool, you've been practicing, you played in this event.
Rack number 2. Our current score is 1-0 in favor of Mr.
Well,
Van
I have
Boening.
been surprised over the week
Mr. Van Boening to break.
how often we see that one ball miss and go a little bit high, and then it's so interesting to find out from you guys just why that happens. I mean, he's not having that problem, and it's all down to do obviously with where you're hitting the one ball and also the amount of power you put into the cue ball when you're striking it. But he has got that down to a T. And you and I were talking actually, Carl, about because the pockets now are a lot tighter than they have been for a long, long time in this game. It's very rare you see break and run, break and run, break, because it is winner breaks. But at the moment, the way he's striking the cue ball, I know it's early. I know we only had one rack. He looks so comfortable around the table, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the fact that we've brought the break box in, that makes the break a lot harder because you can see all the players are playing a hard cut break. So when the cue ball flies back into the pack, it's not as easy to control balls on the break anymore.
Actually got a pretty brutal kiss to come down here and not get a clean look on the 2. I think he's got to try to get behind the 9. You would have noticed on that replay the 9 was headed for the right side pocket and got kissed out. A little surprised at the speed at which he played this ball. It's going to finish low, which is okay, but I guess he really just caught a little thinner than he might have wanted to catch it.
I found it so interesting this week to watch the strategy of players. If they haven't got a ball on early on in the rack, that first shot is so important to get it right because it can be cutthroat. That's a great shot. Look at that.
Yeah, very clever. He knew he had the purple, the 8 ball and the green 6, and full table trying to hit it thin. Maybe for Joshua Filler it's okay, but not for us 3 guys here. Knocking on a bit.
Back at that last shot, if you're Shane, I'm wondering why he didn't try and use the 9 as cover. He did call the lower right corner on the bank. Obviously, 2-way play, but I didn't quite understand.
Attention, please.
What's SVB eyeing up here? He's coming off this side rail into the 2. He's got an outside chance of putting it in the bottom left. If he hits it hard, he may even fluke the green 6.
Yeah, I think he's got to hit this hard. So was he trying to catch the top side of that, go into the 6 and use the 8 as cover? I think that's what he was actually trying to do there.
Can pot it in the side, but he won't. He'll play the safe in behind all them balls again. Okay, you can only see the bottom rail with this escape.
I think that's what we call nasty. There is only one route out. Striking down on the cue ball as well. This is tough.
Yeah, he'd love to get in behind the 2, play like a kick and stick, but that might be asking a bit too much.
Foul.
Just misses it by a little whisker there.
Start shot clock,
Yeah,
please.
I don't know if he came behind it full, if he would have had the speed to even get a rail, but the way he played it, he just raises that ball. It's probably going to end up pretty good, neither here nor there. It's first look at Filler on offense. Did talk to Shane before this match. I said, I think the most important thing for you is not to slump in your chair. Don't get down on yourself and show Filler that you're here to win, no matter what happens. Keep your pace around the table high.
Yeah, he's got to come around the centre of the table now, and he's got to get past that 6 ball, otherwise he won't be able to pop the purple 5.
Attention, please.
And it's his only real visit to the table, this, isn't it? So he's not exactly feeling 100% just yet. How's the pace? It looks perfect. perfect to me. Very easy to under-hit that shot or overdo it.
Does he run into the 8 here? Well, he wanted to get more of the 8 there. I don't know if he can make this in the right middle.
I don't think you can. It's always a risk when you're cannoning into other balls. You just get it wrong. You land yourself in hot water. I don't think you can see enough to sneak that into the middle.
Carl said, Andy, you want to get a little higher. It's hard to get too high on that ball. If he gets a little higher, he goes into the 8 without any problems.
What is Shane sizing up here? Is he going to go out all attack and play a bank, or is it going to be the safety? It looks like the safety, 6 on the bottom rail using the 8. Love to get the cue ball near the 9.
Played a shot just like this last week and got him right behind the 9. They were laying almost identical. Short of the mark here.
Little edgy there. Again, I know he's got a rack on the board, but both players starting a little edgy. Is this short? Yep, this is short of the mark. The cue ball should have been near the 7, if not behind the 7.
Well, if these shots were halfway through the match, I wonder if we'd be seeing a different outcome. It does take a little bit of time to get used to the speed of a table, even though, of course, they've both played on it already. They do play differently every single day.
Is he trying to go 3 rails with the cue ball in behind the 9?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he can play a 2-way, play the 6 and the cue ball, but watch out 9. See, he's got to hit it with more speed if he's playing to make that ball. Luckily, it held up.
And that is deep. So often you see the players attempt this type of shot.
Well, this is a new one here.
Hold the shot clock, please.
It'll just go back where it belongs, because Filler's come to the table, you see.
Yeah, what is it, 5 seconds? Is that the rule? Or is it once they get back to your chair?
Well, in snooker, it's called gliding. And unless your opponent comes to the table, it's
Can we
still
reset
your
the shot
shot.
clock, please?
Yeah, I believe that is
Thank you.
the rule here. Be interesting with the overhead where John Lehman's put the 6 ball, because it's important it goes in the same spot.
It's not exactly
It's
the same
not, Scott, no. It's a little closer to the jaw. That was a pretty nice shot there from Josh. You could see with the overhead how close you've got to get to the rail.
And he's got to go back and forth here. Just a flat cue ball. All about pocketing the 7.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot. Needs it to kick on a bit. It's pretty much perfect. I said before the match, this was such a tough one to call this afternoon. I have a feeling it's going to go all the way.
Joshua Filler is on the board. They share the opening 2 racks. He kicks the 6 ball in, but I'm with you, Scott. I think SVB missed a little trick there on that safety.
Yeah, I felt like he had a lot of room on the 2 to just drag 2 rails behind the 9, sending it all the way down table. He left Josh the right edge of it, and that was the start of the end of his problems. And then when he banks the 6, well, what do? You bank it. To make it, you've got to free the cue ball of the 9. He didn't do either.
Not only are they playing for the green jacket and the trophy and the title of US Open pool champion, These are the dollars on offer, 50,000 to the winner. Both players are on $13,000 right now. Runner-up 25. I don't think Goldstein cashed. Last 96 to $1,000.
I think I owe Matchroom money, actually.
To be fair, though, I think it would have been a little bit different if you get up on that 9 correctly in game number 1. I was commentating that match, and you looked really good. You just decelerated on the 8. I think you were afraid to come too far.
Yeah, I just wanted to give myself a shot at the 9, which of course is the wrong way to play it. If that would have been the 5th or 6th rack, I would have played it slightly differently. My second match, where I was 3-0 up, I had an identical 8 to 9, and I hit it as I should, pumped it in. White came off 2 cushions. It's all a learning curve, isn't it? It's all a learning curve.
That's right. How much did Jeremy Jones pick up? I didn't clock what he won.
We are all tied at 1 game
I don't know,
apiece.
but we all have a little something coming from
Filler,
that, I think.
break.
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll get him. Okay, Filler to break in rack 3.
So now we're going to get a good look at Filler's break, and this is going to tell us a lot about the rest of this match. It's a great sign for Filler fans. The ending, not as great.
Let me ask both of you the question. I'll ask you first, Carl. The push out. Do you play it so you want your opponent to put you back in? Or do you play it so you want them to play it?
I think you've got to try and tease them to put you back in. Because if they're getting down and they're playing the shot, they've obviously seen something obvious or too easy. So you always want to try and, you know, it can't be too easy, but it can't be too difficult.
Push out call.
But it's a fascinating part of the game, isn't it, Scott?
Yeah, and we've talked about it a lot. I think with Shane's one pocket experience and all the other games he plays, he's really got a slight advantage over a lot of these players. Some of them tactically sound, but some of them make some mistakes in the push-out area.
We actually seen that when Shane Van Boening played Imran Majid, Scott. We was in the booth for that match, remember?
Yeah, and it made a huge difference in the match.
What was you thinking, Andy, when you was playing the push-out, though?
Attention, please.
That's a very good question.
When you played the push-out in your matches, was you getting the shot back a lot, or was he taking the shot?
No, what I was doing, I was thinking, I'm going to give Ralph Souquet a tough chance. Because listen, I'm playing one of the best players in the world, and I'm thinking if I give him a tough chance and he misses it, I'm in. So if you pot it, fair play to you.
Mr. Van Boening, your option?
It's a pretty smart thought process, so let's have a look. If you're new to 9-ball, that was the push-out or the roll-out, as some call it. Shane comes to the table, he's got the option of taking this shot on, or he will give it back to Josh.
Yeah, I think a concern here is if he goes off the right side, that 2 going to quickly go left towards the 7 and 8. So he's got to be real careful with the speed. Could lag, but it's so thick to the 3. I don't know you can get cover on it. It's a little tricky, a pretty good push out by Filler.
Yeah, so coming off the right edge and trying to swing it round and getting behind the pink 4. You can't really control the 2 ball. That's what Shane's looking at. It's going to fire over into these 2 balls, isn't it, near the corner?
I think that's too thin unless he uses a high ball. So a high cue
Attention,
ball
please.
will act as low on the 2. And he'd also have to hit it thin or it could double kiss.
And the fact that he's used his extension on the push out to make the decision means it's a little awkward.
Yeah, you don't have to take this, Shane Van Boening. Well, as he fluked the 3, and like I said, I thought he was going to miss those 2 balls. He had to use a high cue ball to reverse the 2. Very fortunate in this position.
Yeah, that was a complete miss hit. Really was. Not only has he fluked a ball, he's landed on the 2.
Is it destiny? So he's hit it too thin. And I think the incorrect English, use a high ball, it's going to reverse that 2 towards the 8. He got away with one.
He's got a perfect angle now to drop this into the bottom right-hand pocket so he looks stun over for the 6. The balls are pretty much perfectly placed for Shane to take a 2-1 lead here.
You know when he was playing the shot though, Scott, obviously he was trying to get the cue ball, but do you think he knew there was an outside chance of banking the 3? Because it did bank straight in, looking back.
Yeah, it's ironic that you say that. I was actually thinking the same thing. He probably had an idea it could go. Obviously, very low percentage, but it went. And he's off and running.
Yeah, it's because all the balls were flying around the table, so initially I just thought, well, he's fluked it, but then on the replay, it sort of banked straight in the pocket.
I definitely wouldn't bet that he played that ball. Gotta believe he was going into the balls on the lower left corner.
Well, it might have been lucky or it might have been pure genius. It doesn't really matter because SVB wins the 3rd. It's 2-1. That's where the action is underway. Harrah's Resort Casino in Atlantic City. This is the 4th year we have been here, and Scott, now it really feels like it is the home of the US Open.
Matchroom's done such a beautiful job building this event. The fans come from all over to watch.
Number 4.
I think we've got the best seat in the house.
2-1 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Van Boening to break.
Well, that's a real problem. You see the 1 went high. I think he overamped, drew the cue ball back and forth. Let's see if he got a kiss on the cue ball, but this is the biggest concern if you're an SVB fan. Yeah, so he overdrew this. It drew 2 rails right back to the top left side. No good for SVB. He's got to make the adjustment.
Start your shot clock, please.
Every ball in a lovely position. Billar has to take every opportunity against Van Boening. Series of screw and stun shots coming up now. Not too much to do with the cue ball.
Also, Joshua Filler he's unique in the way he can wear this like long sleeve jacket and play. I could never do that, mate.
He talked to me about it a couple times throughout the week where he was really, really cold. And he said he might try and wear it early. I wouldn't be surprised mid-match if he takes it off.
Maybe there's a gap in the market for a gilet. Either way, he doesn't waste time, does he, Filler comes to the table?
No, he doesn't. I always sort of liken him to the Van Gerwen or the Luke Littler of darts. He's been around since he was about 10 years old, and he used to play in a lot of the European events, and I actually played him when he was about 14. He drilled me 9-3. I thought, yeah, I don't think I've got many more days left in this game.
I know the feeling.
But yeah, he's played so many of the top pros at such a young age and give everyone a bit of a beating, to be fair, as Filler. No one has played Joshua Filler and not been absolutely drilled. He's just that style of player. When he goes on one, He's just a joy to watch. A completely different style of play to, you know, what Fedor Gorst brings. Fedor's more methodical and takes a lot more time. Once Filler gets going, it can be pretty scary.
Who do you think Fedor Gorst will want in the final later on out of these two?
I think he wants Shane. I feel like, you know, they played that big challenge match. Scott, you was commentating. It was just a week ago, right? And we actually spoke about it. And I said, I think Shane, it will benefit from. We was questioning, like, their fitness. But look, one's in the final, one's in the semis.
Yeah, listen, I had dinner the first night before that match, and the tension was shocking. I sat in between both of those guys, and I thought there was going to be some light conversation. There was zero eye contact. You heard Fedor Gorst after he just won this last match. He said, I'm ready for Shane. Well, Shane has a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, and that was a good pot, that. They are a lot thinner when you're behind them and you're down on the shot. And of course, the other thing, when you don't get on the 9 straight or straight-ish, you start thinking, oh, God, I'm going to miss the 9 here.
Yeah, can you stop reminding me of that, please?
Yeah, Goldstein. Did you have, what was the bet you had on winning the first rack again? You had something, and then you missed the 9 ball.
Yeah, it wasn't the first rack. I'm stupid, I'm not that stupid. It was with a guy I work with at TalkSport. Obviously, I do the drive time show there, 4 to 7 weekdays.
Great show, TalkSport.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And it was with No Tan Dan, who's part of my team there. And if I would have won the match, the bet was made before I knew I had Ralph. He would have had a tattoo with my name on it. As it is, losing 9-0 has cost me a very expensive dinner.
If you'd have won 1 rack, you'd have had a tattoo.
No, I needed to win. Oh, why are they doing this?
Ah, this is exactly what we wanted to see. The Gale Force.
Well, hopefully Joe isn't watching.
Oh, some good shot. Look at that. That's a great shot. My hair looks good. Oh, look at that. You can't teach this, boys. Oh, this is... Okay. So I've fallen short on the 8. Oh, dear.
Yeah, you fell right on top of it, actually.
I hope we're going to show the missed 9. Oh,
no,
please.
Good work, everyone, in the gallery.
Okay, thanks.
Right, the next clip, we want to see the missed 9, please.
Rack number 5. We are all tied at 2 games apiece. Mr. Filler to break.
Oh, look at this. 2 times in a row now. Shane goes high with the 1. Filler goes high. Notice the difference in speed at which they're breaking the balls, though. I feel like Filler going to have more control. 2 drops in the lower left. He's got a good shot. He gets up for this shot. Likes to put a touch of inside with a center ball up and down, but there is traffic to contend with, Carl.
Yeah, you're going to try and find that gap in between the 9 and the pink 4. It's a tough one. Rule number 1 here is make sure you put the 1 ball. Goes without saying. This needs to keep going. A little bit further. He might have had a go at this up the long rail. Don't think he will now.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, in my opinion. He is going to elect to play safe, or is he going at the 2-way? Stitch him up, but he didn't get there. What's the 6 do?
Looked a little rushed to me. I think he just needed to step back, and he's got away with one there because other than the combo, Shane's in a tricky spot.
Yeah, it's a very loose shot. At this level, if you have the chance to snooker your opponent, you have to take it. I think he's looking to just flick off the right-hand side of that 3. But the white, if he plays that shot, the worry he's got is the double kiss when the white comes back off the cushion.
Well, there might be a chance, Andy, that he's trying to cross that ball above the
Attention,
6
please.
and below the 8 and bring the cue ball down behind the 9 as well. Both options, what you said, and the cross. This way he gets distance. He doesn't want to catch the 6 or 8. Yeah, he doesn't want to catch the 8 unless that happens.
Wow.
Still, no good.
Yeah, 2 safety shots from Shane now where he's left the lowest ball over a pocket. That one not as obvious, but if you're running balls into other balls, you never quite sure where they're going to go. Filler's got to get the short cue out here. He's going airball.
Attention, please.
Now, when I was getting ready for the US Open, I didn't bother practicing the jump shot. I found it so difficult, and I would have to spend so long practicing. I just didn't have time. But these boys, they make it look so easy.
I won't give too many secrets away. Joe Rogan might be listening. He'll be pushing out into jump shots, Scott.
Yeah. Well, these guys do make it look easy, but that one really was. Could get funny here. He's right over the 9. He played this rail first. Classy play just below the 6 and out. This is awkward, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, the shot he's just played there, he's so loose. He could, you know, he can land on the left or the right of the 9.
Similar to what Andy just said, he played a real loose safety last inning. So does he tighten that part of his game up?
Well, good luck with this one.
Yeah, but who else on planet Earth would you have shooting it other than the man at the table? He really gets up for these.
Yeah, maybe we'd get Andy to phone. Maybe Ronnie O'Sullivan, somebody like that. This is tough.
It's not just the part, it's positioning as well. Keep that head still. Well, he didn't. He did anything but keep his head still, and you saw the reaction he got.
Did look quick to me again in the backswing. The final backswing looked quick. I'm just calling it like I see it. Obviously, a lot had to do with the difficulty of the shot, right? But at the Moscone Cup, I think he'd have made that.
He gets to play it with bucket loads of tops to get the cue ball down for the 7, but most important thing is don't miss the pot.
Okay, Shane's turn to play one of these little thin ones, running the cue ball off a couple of rails.
Yeah, and it's a little odd. These guys tend to overcut this if they miss it.
SVB steals the rack. Joshua Filler looks a little out of sorts. That was a real loose positional shot he played there. He looked like, for all the money in the world, he was going to win rack 5. He didn't. He's 3-2 down. Almost feels like we're waiting for this match to just kick on. The first semi-final felt a little bit like that. It's scrappy all the way through, but Fedor Gore seems to be the main man on the circuit for winning them type of matches.
I also think it's such a big occasion. I know you can't win it in the first 5 or 6 racks, but you can lose it. So both of these players, Philip maybe a little bit more so, will be making sure he keeps tabs on his opponent.
Do you know what? It's a great point, Andy, because, you know, pool's growing and it's growing fast thanks to Matchroom Sport, and, you know, with all the media attention the pool players get now, it wasn't like that in our day, Scott, was it? You could win the World Championships in Qatar, no one had a clue.
No, we're about 30 years too late. That's for certain.
So the thing now is, you know, you've got all the media, all the interviews, all the social media, and there's been so much talk about today because everyone that was through to the semi-finals had their own little story to tell. You know, if Niels wins, he's finally won all 3 Triple Crown events. Phil's trying to win 2 US Opens. This man's trying to win 6.
Rack number 6.
And the man in the final
scores 3-2 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Van Boening to break.
He's trying to win all 3 Triple Crown events in the same year. Never been done.
Yeah, he's really powering this break. That's what he's known to do. What's the 6 going to do? It clears. He's going to have a look at the 1. Once again, cue ball finishing low. Didn't get the 1 down very high, but he's known to get those corner balls in. He's got the 4 and 5 down. Really needs to come with this, and the rest could be history.
Yeah, for my money, there's This rack is all about this shot.
Interesting. It looks like he's digging down with a low outside ball versus just one rail.
Sweet as a nut. That was beautiful. It really was.
Yeah, that's a sign of how good he's feeling.
There's only ever been one rack between the two since we started. Real chance for Shane to extend that gap.
Yeah, Andy, I think he needs to get straight or better than that on the 6. Okay, he's going to come all the way around to the top side of the 7, which is just as good. He just doesn't want to contend with the 9 when shooting the 7. Might play this to the right middle, talking about the 7.
If he's dead straight, it's not too bad. You just don't want to be running into the 9 ball, really. But yeah, he's straight. He's going to have a little bit of distance on the 8.
It's funny, snooker players watching this clearance will be thinking, well, why didn't you finish straight on the 6? Bang the 6 in, screw back for the 7 in the opposite corner pocket. I mean, he knows what he's doing, obviously.
Yeah, I agree, though. I thought that's how he's going to play it. Like you said, he knows what he's doing. It's more of a feel thing when you're at the table.
Yeah, pool players so used to running the cue ball round off the rails and finding their positional play that way. You don't really see him stunning or leaving. Oh.
My goodness. He's fluked it in the right middle.
Can you believe he's touched the 8 and fluked it in the right centre pocket? Oh my word.
Maybe a little too confident. I don't think any of us expected him to just miss that ball.
Attention, please.
Just maybe a lack of focus, a little too confident. Is it destiny, Carl?
Well, maybe it is destiny, Scott, because what a huge fluke SVB has just had to open up a 2-rack lead. It's 4-2. This was the 8 ball right before the break. Shane Van Boening missed it. But is it destiny, as Scott said, because he fluked it in the side pocket? You would think he'd be a little bit happier, but it's more the fact that he missed the 8 and obviously he didn't cue it
Our current score is 4-2
how he wanted.
in favor of Mr. Van Boening.
Yeah, it's almost like he just took
Van
it for
Boening
granted,
to break.
used an outside ball and just overspun it to the pocket, even with that speed. Now that's the hit he's looking for. The 9 narrowly missing the left side pocket. The crowd, well, they wanted it. He's got a good look on the 1, Andy.
He has. I was going to get your view, actually, on what happens in the ad break. So you guys watching at home won't know this. But the MC comes out. We just saw this. And a couple of viewers here went onto the floor and they had a bit of fun. They had a press-up competition. Lots of noise. Almost like half-time entertainment of football. I just wonder, with so much on the line, if that affects the players' concentration.
I think most players probably just get out the arena, don't they, when it's the ad break? Maybe just walk behind here or go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but typically not Shane. You'll just never see him leave the arena, even when he's playing for money.
Well, we're at that stage now where every rack means something. 5-2, 4-3. Huge now from here on in.
Well, he's got a little bit of a score to settle here because this is the pocket where he missed the 8 ball.
Yeah, I think he's got more to score to settle. What's he doing with the pink 4? Is he going to go to the middle or just punch over to the left. It all depends on his angle. Oh, this is as good as you can get from where he was. Now he's just left to pick up the pieces.
Does he draw the ball out here, or does he play a little bump into the green 6?
Yeah, with his swing, I think he can draw this, but he's just going to smooth it over and take the gap.
That was nice. That was really nice.
6 to the 7. Wants to probably stay above the 6 here.
Didn't want to drop it in case he underhit it and found himself behind the 9, but that is pretty much perfect.
Yeah, prime example of why they use the rails. 3 rails coming into the line of the pot.
Now the snooker player pumps this into the corner and stuns off the side rail. That's exactly the shot the pool player makes as well. Drop these 3 in, and he'll have a very convincing lead going into the second part of this match.
You know, I know there's been mistakes so far this match, but he's looked a lot more comfortable than he did yesterday. Something just very calm about him today.
Yeah, that should be good enough. He's okay here. It was a break and run in rack 7. Is he starting to just break away from Filler? I know Shane had the fluke on the 8, but for me, at 2 apiece, when Josh left himself jacked up, that was a big rack, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, this dynamic is interesting to me. Most of the week, Vedder hasn't exactly stood out. In the last 2 days, he's stood out quite well. But let's be honest, if we watched his matches, he's gotten very lucky several times. Due to his credit, probably because he's playing so well. Well, look at what happened with Shane. He's gotten lucky a couple of times. Is it destiny to see a rematch of the greats?
Yeah, maybe it just is. Still time for that man. Right there. He's one of the best at reeling 3, 4, 5 racks off in no time.
I think we're at that stage now where it's must-win racks for him. Can't really afford to let Shane push on and extend that lead.
Yeah, Shane's route to the final was Candela 10-6, then Guan Quang 10-6 as well. Then he beat
Round
Jason
number 8,
Shaw.
our current score is 5-2
10-5.
in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Van Boening to break.
And then it was Vitaly Patsura yesterday, who he beat 10-7.
He would like to repeat the break that he had last time. Watch the cue ball.
6-ball may spin in. I think a ball's fell though.
Yeah, I think a ball dropped in the lower right. Well, I don't know how this one finished. It's going to be the 5-ball that dropped. This one finished really tough. He made a kick yesterday, just like this, coming off the second rail.
Now, these are the type of shots that if I was coming to the table, I'd be thinking, I don't know what to do. Do you come off the top cushion, come down and try and put it in the middle? How do you play safe from here? What do you do, Scott?
Yeah, I think the ball's much bigger if you come off the left long rail. So he's going to come off the top rail than the left long rail. The problem is if he catches it too thick, he could get snookered by the red 3. Obviously, if he catches it too thin, well, he's probably going to miss it altogether. I think he's a favorite to make this.
Caught both points.
went straight at that ball, a little surprising to me. I thought the second rail would make the ball much bigger.
Yeah, do you think he purposely went off one rail, or do you think it was just a miss it and he was trying to go off two?
That's a good question. Nobody knows. I mean, if it was a miss hit, it was pretty bad.
Right, Josh just needs to make sure here, because he's had a few opportunities with safeties and positional play where he's just been a bit careless. When he gets to the green 6 ball, see how deep it is in the pocket. Ideally, you'd want to be on the top rail. That's the perfect positional play.
Yeah, nearly overcooked that one as well. Cloth looks quite fast today. Well, with Joshua it does.
Scott, I think he's noticed what he's been doing, because he's just slowed down a little bit here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's slowed down a tick, and he's done what you said. He wants to get towards that top rail so he can draw up or down towards the 7.
Still needs to find the sweet spot with a cue ball here. You don't want this to ping off the rail. Yeah, that is the sweet spot. 9 ball, you know, it's a little awkward for cueing, but at least he's got that nice angle.
Extension, please.
Well, this is the shot. So call the extension, take your time. The natural reaction to the cue ball after he pots this, the little bit of screw, is to bounce off that side rail and come up for the 8. Must make this pot.
Yeah, Joshua Filler does that a lot. When it's the big shot in the rack, the big pot, the rack winning shot, he'll call the extension. That's just to make sure he's not got the beeps when he's down on the shot.
Yeah, and I also think he's collecting himself, right? I tell amateurs all the time, when the big shot comes, take a couple extra seconds. It's never going to hurt.
Well, SPB made a random ball on the break, and the 1 ball landed a little funny near the side. He went for the kick, trying to pot it, he missed it. The rest was history. Filler with a reverse dish. Joshua Filler's route to the final day here. Mickey Krause, when they made the draw, Scott, we were all thinking, oh, that's an interesting matchup. He got the win, but it went down to the wire. It was 10-9. Filler got ball in hand, cleared the table. Then he played Bernie Regalario, the young Filipino, 19 years of age. Scott's a big fan of his game. He got a 10-7 win over them. Then it was Bice the Bosch, 10-7. And he drilled David Al-Kaidi, 10-3.
Well, speaking of Al-Kaidi, though, it is a good sign for him. He had a really good event. He's been struggling as of late since the cue change, but he told me he's finally got comfortable with that.
Yeah, and that win from Filler over Al-Kaidi meant that he's made the European team, the Reyes Cup. So he will be playing in the inaugural Reyes Cup in Manila.
Rack number 9. Our current score is 5-3 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Filler, to break.
Yeah, that's very consistent from him. What's the 8 going to do? This is a bit unfortunate, but the cue ball finished low. Let's take another look. Must have gotten some type of a kiss on the cue ball. Yeah, the 8, and then the 6.
Yeah, cue ball come quite thin off the yellow 1 ball there, so it's going to be the push out. Seems to be an awkward rollout as well here.
Push out call.
Must call it. You don't. It is a foul. It's ball in hand to your opponent. And you can push the cue ball onto another ball. You can pot another ball. But whatever you do, you... Oh, dear.
Mr. Van Boening, your option.
Give your opponent the chance to put you back in. Shane has not even got out of his seat for that one.
Yeah, he knows from the chair. And it's funny how we've been speaking about the push out, Andy, because this is a prime example of what not to do.
Yeah, and the crowd laughed. Notice Josh didn't laugh. Nobody around the pool table actually laughing. He just tried to tie the 5 up with the 3, Andy, or just put it on that right long rail. Like jerked real quick and overhit the ball.
Yeah, and there's not a difficult ball to be had. This is a massive shot. This could be one of those moments where you look back and go, I wonder if it was that mistake that cost him.
Yeah, if you've just tuned in, Shane's not played the hook there. It was actually Joshua Filler with the push. And overall, he's got to be happy where them 2 balls have landed.
Yeah, the 3 is open to the lower right. But I believe the 2 is way too thin to the left middle. Touched on it all week. His pocket's extremely tight. I don't believe the bank is available either.
Using all the balls there, the 8, the green 6, the brown 7, and the 9 ball. Phil's going to be kicking.
Yeah, does he kick to make this, Carl?
Yeah, if he hits it full, he's got an outside chance.
The only thing I'll say about that shot is there's a lot of traffic in the middle of that table. If he gets this right, the cue ball's going to stay roughly round about where the 2 is, and the 2 could come down this end of the table. Okay, he's been unfortunate there. It was a good hit.
Yeah, look at the cue ball still spinning. There's definitely a lot of work left here. Shane would like to punch this with an outside ball around the 8. Like Andy mentioned, there's traffic in the middle of the table, so he's got to be weary of the 7 and 9. Gonna come around 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right long rail.
He didn't want to catch that pink 4.
Yeah, he was trying to come around 4 rails, and it was almost like the cue ball flattened out in order to catch the 4.
Well, all I'll say is by touching that or coming into contact with the 4, he's made the next shot very easy for himself. All he has to do, I say all because it's such a tough one, this, is make the 3.
Yeah, and the cue ball's rolling forward towards these other 2 balls. Nice shot that, Scott, right in the middle, right in the heart.
What a great swing he put on that ball. What an absolutely great swing.
And you saw as he addressed the ball and he followed through, his cue sort of came at an angle to give it a tiny little bit of side. That's a brilliant shot. He's underhit that.
Well, Scott, from one great swing to an absolute shocker. Now he's got to go rail first. Still fancy him here, but boy, he should have been on this ball.
And you can see it just hit the right-hand corner. That's the reason why the white didn't move maybe another foot to the right-hand side of that table.
Yeah, he caught it way too thick. He was afraid to punch out 2 rails and get behind the 7 and 9, but he ended up there anyway. This is a big moment.
Yeah, he's got to watch the 8 ball. Get out. And he has done. Good shot.
Listen to the crowd.
They want to see number 6.
What's he do here? Back and forth above the 8 for the top right corner. On the brown, playing the combination must be pretty straightforward.
Well, Scott's looking at myself and Carl, slightly confused.
He's okay here. He's okay. Couple of wonderful shots in that rack. And a bit of a dodgy one, but he kicked the 5 in. In the end, it was a combo, and he's back to 3 in front. It's SVB 6, Filler 3. Semi-final action here, the 47th US Open Pool Championship.
Rack number 10. Our current score is 6-3 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Van Boening to break.
One ball high again, but because he breaks with so much force, he has more opportunity of fluking a random ball, and he's got to look at the 1 ball.
Yeah, that's the track he wants with the cue ball, though. I think that's the most important thing.
Two ball goes in the lower left. Overrun it a little bit.
Yeah, is he on the 50 here? This is typically his bread and butter. 1 rail over and out with a low left ball towards the red 3 for the top left. Oh, did he overamp this?
After shooting in the other corner, he's feeling it, isn't he? The adrenaline's there. He's pumped.
Yeah, big swing there. A little too much power. He's missed this shot yesterday. He recovered today. Just looks a lot better to me. His main man, friend of mine, John Mars, made the trip from Michigan to get out here today.
Not quite getting the cue ball where he wants, is it, in this rack?
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is overstress on position. Just get it down, recover.
Well, twice. I heard 2 different ringtones, or text alerts go there. That's a little bit naughty. There's a lot of pressure on both of these players. This is such a big stage of this second semi-final. Doesn't seem to worry Shane, although this shot is very tough indeed.
Yeah, does he stay high or try to shoot the gap at the 7-9 coming back?
He's played it with bucket.
Don't want to hit the 9 there.
Sorry, Scott, I was just saying he played it with bucket loads of left-hand side.
Yeah, coming back, if he flicks the 9 at all, he's probably going to be snookered. So you got to wonder if he was trying to go below the ball, neither here nor there. Making good work of it. He's got to get close to this 8. He doesn't want to stay too far down. This is a little interesting to me, so he's naturally coming 3 rails, Carl.
Yeah, I believe he'll send it round. You can play it the other way as well, but you're always bringing in centre pockets into play.
These are the shots that the shot before I find so interesting. Snooker players would stun the previous ball in to take the 8 down the rail, but these guys, they overhit the shot on purpose to play the shot with side and screw. to get just a better shot on the last ball. That is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and he must have felt comfortable with the line. The 8 was high enough towards the pocket that he knew the left-hand side pocket was never in play.
Well, it's a break and run for Shane Van Boening. And for the first time in this match, he has a 4-rack lead. Scott, we have a bit of breaking news. Big news. A certain Mr. Joe Rogan has started to follow Andy Goldstein on Instagram.
And has seen the story I've posted. I've laid down the gauntlet, $20,000. Broadcaster be broadcaster. America be Europe.
Was there a response? That's the question.
Not yet. He's probably speaking to his solicitors, lawyers.
No response just yet, but you kind of feel like 1 foot is in the puddle.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he'll take the match. I think he knows that he'll get absolutely blown away by the Gallows.
Oh, you're good. You're good, Gale Force.
Serious. He would have had a look on the grid and seen some of the shots I played this week in the US Open. He doesn't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Have you seen Joe play? He can play. He can play.
He looks okay. He's too bulky. He's too big. Too much of him. Can't get a good cue in action.
What's the race going to be to? 200?
What would it be, 35? Is that low enough, high enough?
All I'll say is it's a good job it's not a jiu-jitsu fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't climb into the octagon with him, put it like that.
Yeah, just keep it on the table. That's probably a wise move.
Rack number 11.
Rogan, if you're listening.
Our current score is 7-3 in favor of Mr. Van Boening.
I'm here for you.
Mr. Van Boening to break.
Oh, look at the 9. Really getting action out of these balls now. That was probably the flushest hit he's had.
What I love about Shane is, you know, he thumps the break, balls fly everywhere, the 9 moves, and you can see him just sizing up that next shot. He knows this is a tough one. The cue ball's near the rail, but I really feel like he just relishes these sort of shot choices off the break.
Yeah, well, I'll say it. He's got to break like that if he gets through Filler to Federgorst. Feder, in my opinion, by far, and I say it again, by far, breaking the best so far this week.
This, I think, is the only difficult shot he should come across this rack.
I mean, this is absolutely perfect. He's just got a twist to the left long rail. Don't believe the purple plays to the top left, but it's clear to the top right. Might just come up 1 rail. He's got all types of room. 6 is laying in front of the right middle. And this will work.
And apart from black 8, he missed into the corner pocket and fluked it into the centre. I've not really seen Shane struggle. There were obvious nerves at the start of this match, but he looks so relaxed now walking around the table.
Yeah, and I know obviously it was quite early on in the match, but just keep thinking back to when it was 2-2 and Josh had all the balls in the open. He played that loose positional shot where he left himself jacked over the 9, which come from nowhere. It was such an easy finish. Then he had to go at that long, difficult 6, missed it. And he played that weird push out, didn't he, where he hooked himself behind the 5. Just feel like as the occasion, as the moment, as he come into this match with the right mindset, and he's got serious work to do now if he's going to try and win his 2nd US Open.
There he goes again to the middle. Obviously knows that he's going to be on the correct line coming down for the 9.
I have to point out, these middle bags are so tight. I know on your TV screen,
Attention, please.
this looks relatively easy. It's anything but. Oh, look at the corners, how sharp they are.
He's hit it good. He is going to get to game number 8.
With a break and run, he now has a 5-rack lead. This is his style of play. Break and runs, keeping his opponent in the chair. Scott, I know you're very close to Shane. You've seen this many times. So far, so good for SVB.
Yeah, buddy, I could tell right away today he was a little bit more settled. Even in the practice area, just kind of went over to him. We didn't speak, we text every now and then. Nothing to really say to this guy. He's been in this position more than anybody else. Yesterday, had a look of concern on his face. Today, well, he's just smooth stroking. I don't think Filler's in any panic, right? He's just a smooth criminal.
I'll have a chat with you, Scott. Goldstein too busy setting up cash games here. He's on fire. He's turned into a pool player.
Raising the hustler.
I used to play money matches when I was about 20, 21, because I was on the 8-ball tour. I was ranked 32 in England, and there was no money in 8-ball. I think the first prize for the World Championship when I was playing was £1,500. Which is, of course, nothing. And I played someone at Ilford Student Club for £1,000 first
Rack
to 10.
number 12.
9-0
Our
up.
current score is 8-3.
Started twisting the cue like I was Tom Cruise.
Mr. Van Boening to break.
And lost 10-9.
Well, you resemble Tom Cruise slightly, Andy. Oh, there's another good hit. The 2's going to come out.
Don't believe this sneaks past the green 6.
A couple kisses on the cue ball down in the lower left corner. Like Carl says, I don't believe the 2 passes the green.
Well, he's made the 1 ball on the break 3 times on the spin now.
So he's got a couple options, right? You could 2-rail this 2 down below the wall, 3-7-9, and go forward. Needs to carry, I think. Miller will be able to jump this. He'd like a little bit more out of that to take the jump away. I don't know. Shane's not in love with it.
Kicking off the left rail isn't the end of the world. He's not even looked at that, just because there's so many balls on the table. So he's going all out here. He's trying to spear this ball in. Cue ball may run into the purple 5, though. Trying to sneak it round the back. He's fluked a ball, has he? No, he hasn't. But forget the fluke. That doesn't matter. SVB is straight in.
He caught this a little thick. You did mention going into the purple 5. Thought he fluked the pink 4. Instead, basically ball in hand for SVB.
At this level, jumping over and hitting the object ball isn't enough. You need to pot it.
Attention,
Filler,
please.
5 behind in a race to 8. Sorry, in a race to 11. Let's see if he's going to have any chance of getting back into this match. Needs to start potting balls like that.
Yeah, Andy, I think what he's taking his extension for is he want to make sure he gets right on the pink to get down here for the purple 5. It's a little tricky. I'm going to go to the top rail here. This isn't enough. Yeah, this is not enough. You want to get past the 6. catch the top rail. The cue ball is tracking down here towards the 5. This is a big mistake. Is this the opportunity for Filler?
Well, it's not the fact that he's missed it. He'll be more annoyed about the shot before where he should have been on it. And he's
Start shot clock, please.
That's what will be rattling through his head at the moment. He's striking down the cue ball, trying to put a bend on the white. If he makes contact with the 4, the cue ball's automatically coming up for the 5.
Yeah, the problem on this new cloth, if you hit it with speed, is that cue ball doesn't have time to take that inside English. He got down pretty quick. He had plenty of time left on the clock. Shot it a little too firm. It didn't have time to grab. That's why he missed the whole ball.
Yeah, and the fact that he's got Filler on the ropes, hasn't he? You know what I mean? Feel like the towel's nearly time to be thrown in. So with Shane not clearing up there and getting 6 racks in front, this just gives Josh a little chance.
I think it gives him a big chance, actually. How does it affect Shane going forward? Does it give Josh that boost that he needs? He's almost in a position where he doesn't have anything to lose. That's how a lot of these guys like to look at it when they're trailing by a decent amount. Just start to freewheel. Well, the guy at the table, you don't want him freewheeling.
Left himself awkward on this.
Attention, please.
Not awkward if he's been running racks, but the fact that he's made some mistakes and he's only won 3 racks and he's 5 racks behind, this is a big shot. Right in the middle of the pocket, showed a lot of heart there on the 9. We've all missed him. It's a good job Filler didn't. He's 4 behind. We're going to find out if he can come back in this match after the break. Joshua Filler is still out of the arena. That's the score. It's 8-4. If you missed the previous rack, Shane Van Boening hooked himself on a very makeable clearance to go 9-3 up. He then missed the ball. Filler got ball in hand. It's now 8-4. Is that a little turning point? 2 bottles, please. They're in the bag.
Yeah, I think Shane was a little too steep on the ball on the side to come all the way up table, although he still tried to get there. Even if he'd have got past the 6, he'd had a lot of work to do to get to the 5. There was nothing wrong with just staying on the left side of the table. Got himself in trouble, and here we are.
Rack number 13. Our current score is 8-4 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Filler to break.
Of course, win a rack, break next. And that's what you need to do on the break. Where's that white off to? Oh dear. Well, it would have been horrifically unfortunate for it to drop. As it is, he gets the 1 in the middle and he's landed perfectly on the 2.
I always felt like when we used to play, Scott, back in the day, that, anytime you made an easy mistake when the balls were in the open, not missing a long putt or a bank shot, I mean, just a real basic error. It's amazing how many times your opponent break and runs the very next rack.
Yeah, oftentimes they'll make the 9 or they'll break and get a great shot and run out on you. This is the last guy you want to do that. This rack could really get him comfortable. Shane knows. You don't want to get Josh comfortable.
Needs to play a good shot here, though. This is not obvious at all.
Yeah, it was almost like he let up there, crashing into the 6.
There's a lot of balls down here. This can go wrong. tell you what, that is a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think he's going to get comfortable when we've got a match. Andy said it early. Long way from over.
To win a rack in one visit can really hurt your opponent. Billar does dish from here. It's 2 on the bounce. The gap will be 3. And it will be his break. All of a sudden, within the space of 10 minutes, this can completely turn around.
Yep, and that's the beauty of 9-ball pool. That's why Matchroom Sport trying to make this into a professional event. Well, they have made it into a professional sport. There's about 40 events on the World 9-ball tour now. So this for a break and run. And it's there. He's pulled it back to just 3. Joshua Filler was 5-1 down against Mark Beisterbosch. He ended up coming back and winning 10-7. Shane looks a little worried.
He doesn't look too bad to me yet, but on that subject, how does this not only affect Filler, but how does it affect Shane going forward? We all know the veteran he is, but will this bother him? Could it affect him if he gets a good opportunity going forward?
You're never quite sure where the balls are going to go. We know that. That's what makes it a very high-pressure sport, 9-ball, because you never know what chances you're going to get. But 3 racks, Scott. I mean, obviously Filler's won the last 2, but from now at 8-5, you just don't know what type of shot Shane Van Boening is going to be faced with. Let's say we get a golden break now, then another break and run. The match is 8-7.
Well, it's a massive swing, isn't it? He goes from 9-3 or 8-5. That's monumental. This is exactly what Filler needed.
Yeah, there was a time, not too long ago, in this wonderful game where break and run was seen quite often, but because it's changed the spot from where you can break from, balls are in a slightly different place as well. It's a lot more difficult to see that. 3 and 4 on the spin have been quite unusual to see. Well, Joshua break and run here, all of a sudden. Maybe it's a bit too early to say the tide could be turning, but things will be looking a lot better for Joshua.
Rack number 14, our current score is 8-5 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Filler, you break.
He's breaking the balls a lot easier, but he's consistent with the 1. Once again, not going to have a clean look at the 2. Look at how these balls have finished, Andy. Everything down low.
Yeah, no real movement, was there? No balls really come up table.
Throughout this match, we have seen quite a few loose safety shots. Players not judging the speed of the cloth. This is a big shot.
This could kiss. Oh, he narrowly missed the kiss. Look at this under the 7. Really nice, guys.
Well, he judged that to absolute perfection.
That's what he's faced with. Has he got the jump cue in his hand there? I believe he has. He's having a look at the blue 2 onto the 8-ball as a combo.
Yeah, and that tells us that pink 4's got him cut off from the left long rail. I don't know that the kick would be terrible. The problem with this jump is if it goes wrong, how do you get the 2 away? They're going to have a close look. Now going to the regular cue, can he get to the left long rail?
I think he can with a tiny bit of side. There you go, striking down on the cue ball. Flick off the higher angle there. Hoping for a bit of luck, either to pot the ball or leave it safe, and he's got neither.
We were just talking about this pre-break. When you miss them chances, what Shane had, it's amazing how it can swing a match and you don't know what shot you're going to get next. From 8-3, looking like going 9-3. He's kicked at a ball.
You can literally feel the swing happening. And that hit, I felt like he just kind of flailed at that kick, to be honest with you, almost a little sign of frustration.
Yeah, it's funny how you mentioned you can feel the swing happening, because you can feel it when you're a player as well. Josh will know this. Oh, that's a big moment. Joshua Filler, one of the best potters on the tour. What a moment that is.
Andy just about fell out of his chair. I'm taking a good look at him, literally.
I just wonder, in these situations, who am I to question it? But when there's so much pressure and you're hitting the ball a little bit lighter, if that's the right shot, maybe punch it in, come off 2 rows, down for the 3. You just seem to have a little bit more control when you hit the ball slightly harder when there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, and this is a must-do for SVB. He's got to give us some good stuff here. He needs to get out. He knows that Filler's right on his skirt tails. That's a veteran play there. Very little movement with the cue ball to the top right with the pink. Eliminates any risk of a snooker.
Yeah, just has to do nothing with the cue ball here. Just stun it, stop the white dead. Ensure the pot.
Good sign there. Center pocket. Got to get good on the 6. It can be a little awkward. Be happy with straight in or just a hair below it. This is perfect.
I wonder if he's come up a little bit too high. I wanted it to be straight on this so he could run through for the 7.
You know, there's nothing wrong with going to the left long rail. I feel like this is perfect. I thought he'd just stay high. He wanted to get closer to the 7.
Well, this has been unbelievable, hasn't it? The swings back and forth between both players. SVB should have been a lot closer to the 8. It would have been unmissable. Now, he's left himself long. He's got to power it in.
Wow, what a shot from SVB. Distance, power, and timing.
Let me tell you, these are very tough. And I'm talking from experience here.
Yeah, this looks a little bit like your 9 in the first rack against Suke, Andy. Shane Van Boening is up to the task. We were talking about Filler's comeback. We were talking about a potential swing in this match. That 9 ball there has put an end to that. 9-5.
And here's a look at the 8. Really about as clean as you could hit it. He actually overdrew that cue ball. And center cup with the 9.
Stay still. That's what it's all about. The 8 ball was a beautiful shot, though. You know, when you know you should have been closer.
I feel like that was all a result of getting too straight on the 7, where he could have just punched over on the 6 and stayed high, knowing he's going to come up to the 8. It was a little awkward.
Yeah, then hit 7 slightly wrong. Took the corner of the pocket out, and that's why the white didn't draw back as much as he wanted it to. But listen, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant now. He sat back in his chair and he's 2 racks away from place in the final later on today. Of course, live right here on Sky Sports. So if you have plans, make sure you cancel them, because tonight's match, whoever is in that final, tonight's match will be explosive.
pretty wild to think, guys. Before this event started a week ago, most of the people I spoke to picked Fedor-Gorst and Shane Van Boening to make the finals. Is that really going to happen?
Bracket number 15, our current score is 9-5 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Van Boening, you break.
Oh, he was going to scratch. He actually got a bad kiss off the bottom of the 9, but got another one. The 1 doesn't drop and lays up for him.
That missed 2 ball from Joshua Filler in the previous rack. Just kind of feels like it's going to be the ball that's going to knock him out of this year's US Open.
Tricky here. Do you try to chop this thin and hold coming up with inside, or do you try to come around? He's going to go up to the corner.
I think that's smart play. No value in running the cue ball if you don't need to.
Yeah, honestly, I thought that the 1 laid in a position where he couldn't until I got a good look at it.
That shot that he just put it down the row, he made that look very easy. His pocket's a lot tighter now. If you hit them too hard, it'll stay in the jaw.
Yeah, similar to the 8 he made last game. So easy to rattle if you catch any of the rail. 4 to the 5 is really where all the work comes in here. He probably wants to get close to the 4.
Now, does he use the rail? Bounce off that? Or does he stun over to it? What are you doing, Carl?
I think I'd probably just play a little cincher. Just cinch it in. Two ball took a little rattle there. Yeah, I can see why he's come over there.
Yeah, it's actually a good call, Andy. Now he's coming 2 rails towards the purple. Acting, he's not in love with it. It looks pretty natural to me. Alleviates all the problems. Surprised he came this way. He hit it great, but I thought he could just naturally go forward.
That just shows you the knowledge he's got, though. To be able to stand up there and just 2 rail it on the inside of the 9 ball, take that path.
And the reason he did that is he didn't want to deal with the 7 ball. He took that out of the equation.
Yeah, if he's dead straight on this, he can just draw the cue ball all the way back off that side rail down to the 7. Shouldn't be a problem for him. I'd like to add maybe a slight angle so he could have just stunned the cue ball up for the 7, but expect this to go in.
Oh, where is this going? Has he drawn it into the corner? This is unbelievable.
Shot clock, please.
You believe it?
Well, that's pure nerves and adrenaline, because that cue ball should be nowhere near that corner pocket.
He obviously had a bad line on the 6 where it was going that direction all along. To your point, Andy, never should be going near it.
Just when it looked like Shane Van Boening was going to put himself on the hill, he scratches, and Joshua Filler is still in this match. We're going to take a break. Shane Van Boening never leaves the arena. There you see him walking back in, because after that scratch, he left the arena.
think it's a good move. Doesn't seem negative in any way, shape, or form. I know his body language. He's a man of many faces, but just haven't seen the slightest bit of negativity in this match.
It could easily be 10-5 up with the break. Now Filler knows that he's still well in this match, only 3 behind at one point. SVB was 5 racks in front.
Now, music. Tonight, give me the night. I wonder which one of these two players will be back tonight for the final of this year's US Open. At the moment, who would bet against either of them? The way things are going, it's such a tough game to call. And lots of this match, it looked like it was all one-way traffic.
Rack number 16. Our current score is 9-6 in favor of Mr. Van Boening. Mr. Filler to break.
Yeah, he's made the 1, and here comes the 2. I do love the way John Lehman begins the rack, the way he says it. Very elegant.
This was that break. It's all about getting the 1 ball down, which you got, and if you can land on the 2, you got a chance to run it out. That's exactly what it has. All of a sudden, we're getting to the business end of this match now, and the gap between 10-6 and 9-7. Wow, what a difference that could be.
Yeah, he's looked a little frail at times in this match. Just feel like the occasion, rightly so, you know, there's so much on the line. This is going into a generous pocket from this angle. Just a simple stop shot should get the job done.
Yeah, nice shot. It was really just all about that shot. And going back to it, SVB had a chance to go up 9-3, I believe, and 10-5 in this match. If Filler can get out here, he's cut it within 2, and the pressure's got to be real.
Yep, you know what it's like, Scott. You've been in matches where you've been in Shane's position, where you've had the lead. You've closed the match out for the win. Sometimes you've done something a bit silly, you've missed the ball. Next thing, your opponent comes back, and the way the pressure just transfers, there's nothing really like it other than 9-ball pool.
No, and you got to believe we saw Filler a couple games ago miss the 2 to the top left. You have to believe it's not going to happen again.
Looks like Filler's going to pull another one back. You'd still rather be Shane in this match for obvious reasons, just 2 away, but you start looking over your shoulder, nerves creep in, every ball becomes bigger. I think we have a match on our hands now. He would like to drew the cue ball back maybe another 3 or 4 inches, but natural reaction for the white boys to hit this half ball, bounce off that cushion, and come up for the 9.
That's going to get the job done. Going to be a break and run. We have a semi-final on our hands. As Scott said at one point, SVB was 8-3 up, 9-5 up, about to go on the hill. He's now 9-7, Filler to break, and he's breaking well.
Yeah, I think he's breaking with more control. I mean, that's common when you look at Shane Van Boning's break. Oftentimes, so much power. The swing is so sweet, the timing. You won't necessarily make balls that he'd like, but he'll always get something down, it seems, with a shot. Filler seems like he's got the control. This could really change so quickly.
Scott, for your money, who's played better this afternoon?
I think Shane's played a little better. I think Filler made some key mistakes early. I think he's looked better overall. It's very hard to play perfect under these circumstances.
Yeah, I think it's a little closer than that. I think obviously when you look back, you know, Shane scratched in that moment. He hooked himself on the 4, didn't get out. Filler missed the 2 ball. He played that weird rollout.
No, you're right. I mean, Shane did miss the 8 ball that went into the right middle, right? I mean, that's a huge swing when he misses the 8. How does it go into the right middle from there? And he ends up winning that game. So when you really break it down, it's probably a lot closer than I think.
Scott, before the match started, I was talking to Emily, who runs Matchroom Pool. She said, when you were on air, ask Scott what happened to him last year in the US Open.
Oh boy. Well, I was about to advance. I was on, I believe, the 6 ball. I was going to run out. It was tied up. Hill with Hunter Lombardo, and he called a foul on me. Said my shirt
17, our current
touched the
score
ball,
9-7,
and it turned into kind of a big deal.
Boening, Mr. Filler,
I really
to break.
didn't have the ability to contest that. So he got the match. Either here or there. Thank you, Emily.
But at least it's forgotten about.
Does the blue 2 pass this pink 4? Another 1 ball on the break for Filler.
Yeah, it's all a question of this too. I mean, it's all a question of this too. Because if it goes, Carl, 3 plays in the lower left.
I don't think it goes.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Andy. I'm not so sure this goes. I can only think.
It's tight, isn't it? I just can't see it.
Yeah, I don't think that goes.
Yeah, obviously the body language tells us it doesn't go because the 3 also plays in the right side pocket.
From this camera angle at first, I thought it was sizing up a combination on the pink 4. That would be very brave.
Well, where's the defensive play?
That is also a good point.
Well, there is a shot on he could hit the 2 up and down the
Attention,
table
please.
and maybe try and push the white off the side rail behind pink 4.
He's just going to lay the 2 up and try and hide behind the pink. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, he might have left the pot, Scott. I think he has. I think Shane can snip this ball across.
Yeah, whether he can or not, the reach is kind of awkward. Number 1, number 2. I think he might kick behind. It all depends on how much he can really see of this ball. There's a good look. He's kind of awkward on the reach, right? It takes such an accurate hit to cut that ball to the top left.
So the 2's got to travel quite a distance. That means the white will as well. So there's a lot of uncertainty about this shot.
Trying to get up behind the pink. I think he overhit this.
If he has overhit it, he may find himself in some trouble. No, he's okay, Scott.
Yeah, it looked on the initial monitor that he may have overhit it just a fraction, but still might not like the result of this.
Yeah, Josh will play a similar shot that he would play if he could see the edge. He's trying to come off the low side of the 2, get distance. Yep, this is what he's played. Distance. This is okay for Josh. I know he's left the pot, but Shane's got to pull some out of the bag here, let me tell you, to get on the red 3.
Oh, very nice hit by Filler. Shane can go forward. He is the type to practice these shots. He's got the best swing in the business. 2 rails out. Just don't want to force follow this in.
How do you like them battles? What a shot Shane Van Boening has just played.
This is a shot he practices constantly. Well, this is why you practice it.
Listen, this match is a race to 11. Usually around 2 to 3 hours. Players are going to make mistakes. They're also going to play phenomenal shots, and that one there was the best of the match so far.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I don't think even we realize how difficult that was, especially under the circumstances. Very special play that was. All about the 5 to the 7. Did he overrun this? He's overrun it just a fraction. Doesn't seem like he's too concerned. So I guess he's okay, just drawing back. Oh yeah, he's fine. He really likes to let that stroke out, doesn't he? Years of age. Last month, July 14th. And in a lot of people's opinions, playing the best pool of his career right now.
Just listen to the crowd, listen to the noise. Shane Van Boening is on the hill. What a shot he played on the blue 2. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best shots at the event. I've got to be real. We're players. We know. Andy, you're a player. You know how great that shot was.
I just wonder as well, sometimes your shot selection is decided because of where you are in the match, what's happening, what's not. I just wonder if he thought the last few racks hadn't gone his way, and he just thought, I have to take this chance, I have to get to the hill. I wonder if that's in the middle of the match, if he plays it exactly the same.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know he does, and I'm just being honest, because he actually truly ramps up and practices that shot. Jeremy Jones will contest to that. That's one of the big power shots that he'll play. And in a situation like this, I knew he was going at it.
Yeah, and the fact that the cue ball landed where it did, it was just perfect on the 3 as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not just the pot. I expected him to make the pot. It's judging the pace of that cue ball with absolute perfection. That's the difference between a player like Shane and the rest. Well, Billar knows he's got it all to do now. Can't afford to lose another rack. Otherwise, he's going home.
Rack number 18. Our current score.
Listen to the crowd.
Mr. Van Boening to break on the hill.
Is it his time? Oh, you amped him up. Lost the cue ball too, the 1. Well, it's gonna go. He's got an opportunity here to seal the deal.
Yeah, it's one of them where you've got to purposely play into the rail.
I don't think this one's on. Or maybe it is actually. I thought it was a lot closer to the middle pocket, so he has got room to cut this down and flick off the side rail.
Yeah, Andy, the good news is, too, he's using a low right ball, which is kind of what we call go in English, right? If he doesn't over-amp it, the cue ball's coming back towards the 2. So he's going to be okay with position. He doesn't have to hit this real hard. Look at where he's putting his tip.
Yeah, he's just weighing up his options. There you go. He's not got much room for error. He's got to literally just miss the purple 5.
Yeah, obviously much tighter than I actually thought. So he's got to hit this pretty easy in order for it to drop.
Look at the split. Look at where the balls are.
I have to say, we talked about the shot he made in the last rack. I think that's just as good. Doesn't go naturally, it has to hit the side round. You hit that too high, you rattle it and it stays in the jaws, and you lose the rack. Absolute perfection.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, guys, I'm literally short of breath. Very nervous for this man. I'm sure I'm more nervous than he is.
Yeah, it's just where the balls lie though, Scott. If you look at every ball, they just lead themselves to the next one. After he pots the pink 4, the purple 5 is perfect for the green 6, and the 9 ball is a little bit to the left, so if he leaves cue ball centre of the table for the 8, he's got a natural 2 railer for the 9. This is over, this match, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's just a matter of connecting the dots, is what Carl's saying. A little steep there. Does the 9 play to the lower left? If not, he's got to kill this ball. He's going to drag it with a low right. Yeah, nicely done. He's so good with this.
All week, talk has been about Shane Van Boening making history. Al Strickland has won 5 US Open titles. So has Shane. He's 3 balls away from having a crack at making history tonight.
He's been in 5 finals. He's won them all. Fedor Ghost has been in 1 final, last year's final, where he lost to Ko Ping Chung.
You write the story any better? The 2 picks to get to the finals prior to the event, well, they're going to make it to the finals.
Look at the relief. Shane Van Boening is a very quiet man, or even himself.
Attention, please.
He just can't contain himself. He can't believe it. He's got the job done a couple of times in this match. It looked a little sticky. We were thinking, is Filler going to come back? The shot on the 2 ball will go down in history. The dream is still alive. Shane Van Boening beats Joshua Filler to make it through to his 6th US Open title, where he will have a chance to win a record-breaking 6 US Opens.
Can it actually happen? Could it really actually happen? Can this guy get 6 US Open titles and the final one, or this one in 2024?
Let me ask you, this is the most prestigious and oldest tournament on the calendar. There will be a lot of new eyes on 9-ball pool, certainly watching this match and coming back tonight for the final. Just put into words how much of an achievement it will be for Shane to win tonight and create history.
Yo, first off, we talked about it. We've talked about it in the past. The level of pool has gone up so much. I'm never going to say that Shane didn't have a chance to win it again, but he was fueled by a match prior with Federer